Good morning, boys and girls. I hope you're all doing super well on this Sunday. Well, last week we learned about God healing a man who was blind. And we learned that because he could heal the blind man, he showed he wasn't simply the Messiah or the rescuer, but that he was God himself. But we also learned that when Jesus comes and changes our lives, it's as if our eyes are opened as well, and we see Jesus for who he truly is. Now today we're going to hear a similar story out of the book of Luke. Luke chapter 5, verses 12 to 15. Luke chapter 5, verses 12 to 15. And we will read, of course, out of the Bible. This story comes from the Bible. And whenever we read the Bible, it is God's words, God's true words speaking to us. So this really happened. It's not just a bedtime story. It really, really happened. I'm going to read out of the New International Reader's Version, which can be found on the YouVersion app. So, Luke 5, verses 12 to 15. While Jesus was in one of the towns, a man came along. He had a skin disease all over his body. When he saw Jesus, the man fell with his face to the ground. He begged him, "Lord, if you are willing to make me clean, you can do it." Jesus reached out his hand and touched the man. "I'm willing to do it," he said. "Be clean." Right away, the disease left him. Then Jesus ordered him, "Don't tell anyone. Go and show yourself to the priest. Offer the sacrifices that Moses commanded. It will be a witness to the priest and the people that you are clean." But the news about Jesus spread even more. So crowds of people came near him. They also came to be healed of their sicknesses. How amazing is this? And boys and girls, this is a story that we can actually quite understand in the times that we are in now. With the coronavirus, if you have that, you have to stay away. And let's listen what the people had to do if they had the skin disease called leprosy. Now, they talk about that in Leviticus 13. So if you want to go read about it, you can read in Leviticus 13 and Leviticus 14. But what it says is that they had to stay away in a separate town almost, in a separate village. They couldn't be in touch with anybody else because their disease was so contagious. If anybody touched them, they would get sick as well. So they had to self-isolate, like we have to do if we get COVID, or if we get in touch with somebody who has COVID, we have to self-isolate. So they had to self-isolate, they had to be by themselves for very long until they were clean or healed. Then they had to go to the priest and they had to make an offering, and they actually had to wash themselves a lot of times and shave their hair, shave their beard, even shave their eyebrows. Imagine that. Imagine how they must have looked. They had to do that so that they can be clean. So this was a very, very sad and disease to have. This was not a nice disease to have. I mean, no sickness is nice to have, but this is really bad. They had to be by themselves for very long. So not only were they sick and uncomfortable, having the skin disease, scratching themselves, they had to be all by themselves. And the amazing thing is, what Jesus does is he touches this man. And if Jesus was just a normal man, when he touched the man, he would have gotten leprosy as well. But the complete opposite happened. Jesus touching the man healed the man from his leprosy. He became clean. Now, clean is an important word that I will explain a little bit later, why we say is clean and not healed, which it's also right to say that the man got healed. So it shows that Jesus is truly God, God in the flesh, God made real. So why did he use the word clean? Now, boys and girls, that helps us to understand how this story applies to us today. Now, I don't want you all going out now and touching people with coronavirus and thinking you're going to heal them. That's not what the story is telling us. What it's telling us is that actually our sinfulness makes us sick, like leprosy. That we shouldn't be around any people because we would spread our sinfulness. Sinfulness like lying, like being rude, like thinking about yourself only all the time, just wanting what you want, not caring about anybody else, wanting to make your own rules. We learned last year an easy way to remember what sin means. Shove off God, I'm in charge, no to your rule. So boys and girls, sin is actually like a sickness that we are born with. And the only person who can truly heal us of this is Jesus, if he touches our lives, when he comes into our lives. And you know what is so special is that Jesus on the cross took on our sickness, our sinfulness. And he died for us so that we can be declared clean, so that we can be healed from our sinfulness. How amazing is that? And I want you to really remember this, boys and girls. And if you haven't yet spoken to Jesus about this, I encourage you to speak to him and to say, Jesus, I have all of this sinfulness that I've been born with. I'm sick with my sin. Won't you please heal me and change me for your glory? I want to become part of your family and be your friend. And can you, boys and girls, you can do that right now. Now, I want you to have a very beautiful rest of your Sunday. Enjoy it, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye.